Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with this month's bullet journal theme for the month of July. That was weird. But anyway, on to the bullet journal. I got this theme suggestion from a friend of mine called Hannah, so thanks Hannah for this suggestion. I have also been talking to a few of my friends from America, and I thought it would be really cool to do a 4th of July American theme, seeing as, well, it's July. Um, so I've kind of gone with stars and fireworks. I saw a picture similar to this online, and it kind of gave me the inspiration for the stars scene, because obviously I'm from Britain, but I really do admire a lot of the American culture and just a lot about America really, and I've learnt so much since having American friends, which is also really cool. So I've just gone with a simple blue, white and red theme for the majority of the spreads. On the right I just started outlining it and then moved on to the page next to it. I'm not sure why I didn't finish that page first. But anyway, on the left I just did a simple quote that says, if my hand moves out the way and I'll be able to read it, it says, "May we think of freedom not as the right to do as we please, but as the opportunity to do what is right," by Peter Marshall. And I just drew some flags next to it. And also, I've just noticed now my voice sounds so croaky. I think I've just got a bit of a sore throat. I've been singing so much. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to put up with that for a bit. I also realised halfway through that it was going to be really hard to draw around every single star that I wanted to be white. So eventually I gave up and just coloured the whole thing in blue and went over it with one of my white gel pens. And I had to go over it a couple times for it to kind of show up. So it doesn't look that great on the camera, but in real life it does. And then I'm just colouring in some of the stars in red and blue and different shades. So a really simple front cover page. So moving on to this month's calendar spread. A lot of my previous bullet journals I've done my monthly spread over 2 pages. However, I found that I'm not really using it to write stuff in as much, just to kind of see the overview of the month, what day is what date, if you see what I mean. And also during the lockdown period, I'm not really going anywhere much that I'd have big plans to put on the calendar. So I pushed it down to 1 page again for this month. And again, just doing a nice simple stars, sticking with the stars theme for the background. And I really like this font. I got the idea for this font because I found a picture of that online, of the blue and the red and white with the stars on it, which I thought was really cool. So I believe I did that for every page. And then I just did a little banner in the corner, which I also did a lot of for my birthday bullet journal, which was for the month of April. And then again, just sticking with the blue, white and red theme. You can't really see the numbers because I wrote them in white gel pen on the camera, but in real life it shows up quite well. And also, sorry that my head's in the way a lot of the time. I normally film this on my wooden desk tray, but I don't know why I decided to film it on my floor, so you can also see the floor underneath, but that's why my head is leaning over it so much. And then on the page next to it, I've just done my bucket list for this month. I've done these kind of things before, but I think it's just kind of cool to be able to write down what I really want to try, maybe new things this month. So like, oh, this month I really want to go swimming, or this month I really want to try that new thing I've always been seeing in the shop and I've never bought it before, kind of thing. So this next page is my mood tracker and my habit trackers. I was talking to a friend over in America and said, what are like the classic things you think of when, if you had to, I basically just said, imagine you were playing a game of Heads Up and the theme was American. What sort of things would come up. And she said burgers, beers, campfires, trucks, and NASCAR. So I decided to do some burgers for my mood tracker. The idea is that every day, depending on my mood, I will draw a little topping on the burger. So if I'm really happy, I'll put some cheese on the burger because I love me some cheese on a burger. If I'm kind of happy but not like overly excited, then I'll put some onions on it, which also you can't really see in the camera, but it does show up. If I'm okay, I'll put lettuce. I really don't like lettuce, but I probably would eat it if I absolutely had to. And then if I'm not so great, then I'll put tomatoes on. And then if I'm really, really feeling low, then I chose pickles because pickles are just disgusting. And then for my habit tracker, my friend told me that trucks was a very American thing. And I know that these don't look like trucks. In my opinion, I would call these lorries. But when I typed into the internet trucks, this is what came up. So I thought, okay, well, I'll draw these. And then I sent her the pictures of my finished spreads. And she said, yeah, we'd call that a fire truck. But it's not the kind of truck we were on about. So anyway, I'm stuck with them now. But I kind of like them. So this is actually my least favourite part of drawing my bullet journals out every month is filling in the habit tracker calendars, because you're just writing numbers and numbers over and over again. It takes forever, but it's worth it. And then I just did 2 of the trucks in red and the middle one in white, kind of as like stripes for the flag. So moving on to the next page, I've got my YouTube video ideas page. I actually love this page. It's so good to be able to keep my ideas organised, and if I write them down, then I can see what I've done, what I still need to do, what I'd like to do. So, for example, I could put as my video 1 my bullet journal for next month. But yeah, it's a really good idea to keep on track of it. And again, my friend had mentioned that beers are a very American thing. So I drew some beers that are spilling out because they've been knocked over. I figured it's 4th of July. People are probably celebrating it a bit too much, if you know what I mean. So this next page, I decided to do a meal tracker. I've done similar things to this before. I used to include them in my weekly spreads when I first started bullet journaling. I think it's a good idea to track what you eat because depending on what you eat or how much you eat, it can really affect your mood. So I thought I'd start bringing it back into my bullet journals, but I decided to make it into a whole page because I had an empty page. And then I didn't want to not put anything in because it would move everything back a page and then it would all be weird. So I just decided to do it, and I've got breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack. And I know it would have been easier to do all the squares just as one straight line and then draw the lines across, but I like the look of the individual squares. So it took a long time, but it was worth it. So this next page is my gratitude page. So I've got a star for every day of the month, and then I can just write in something I was thankful for. So even if I was feeling really down that day, it kind of forces me to think, well, not everything is so bad, because there was at least something today that made you smile or that made you thankful. Yeah, I really enjoy making this page. It's really nice to have something interactive apart from just tracking everything, if you see what I mean. So yes, I then decided to go over the stars in blue because I didn't think the numbers would show up because the stars weren't very big. So on the next page, I've just done another quote page, and I was trying to think of quotes to do with the theme of freedom, seeing as it was Independence Day. And I found this really nice quote that says, "On the other side of fear lies freedom," which is just so true. And I surrounded it by stars and little fireworks again, sticking with the blue and the red theme. So this is the final page, my weekly spread page. So Obviously I don't film every single weekly spread page that I do because I do them as the week comes and they all look kind of different. I try to remember to post the other ones on my Instagram, but I'm not very good at remembering. But anyway, I have drawn some stars and fireworks in the empty spaces, and then for each day I have just drawn the classic layout of the boxes. Obviously I started at Wednesday because Wednesday is the first, and Monday and Tuesday would have been in my last month's bullet journal spread, so I didn't feel the need to put those in. And I just did the stars in blue just because obviously on the flag the stars are white, but they're in the blue box, so I did stars in blue and the numbers in white. And then where I've written the days, I just did red and white stripes. So yeah, that's my weekly spread, and that has come to the end of this month's bullet journal theme. I'm just going to show you the overview now. Da-da-da-da. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this month's theme. Again, thank you to Hannah for the idea. I really enjoyed getting to learn a bit more about American lifestyle and just America in general, and I did a lot of research on Independence Day because I wasn't exactly sure what it was for, but it's actually really interesting, and I've loved just exploring the themes of America in my bullet journal. I think my favourite spread this month is probably the burgers. I really want to just draw all the toppings on, and it's making me really hungry for a burger now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Leave some comments down below of what other bullet journal themes you'd like to see me create. And make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when I upload a new videos. And there's my sock in the corner.